Hello and a warm welcome to all on our special program Current Affairs. Recently, the 8th East Asia Summit Economic Ministers meeting, that is EAS-EMM, was organized through video conferencing. The meeting was attended by 10 ASEAN members and 8 other countries such as India, the USA and China. In GK Today's Current Affairs Explainer program series, we will discuss questions like what is East Asia Summit, that is EAS? Secondly, we will talk about what was said in the joint statement. Then we will also talk about the emphasis on strengthening the regional supply chains. What was the stand of India in this? And lastly, we will also know what is the importance of the meeting. To begin with, let us first know what is East Asia Summit, that is EAS. EAS is a regional forum held annually by leaders of 18 countries for strategic dialogue and cooperation on the key political, security and economic challenges facing the Indo-Pacific region. It was established in the year 2005 and initially there were 16 members. The notion of an East Asia grouping was first coined in the year 1991 by the then Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir bin Mohamad. India is one of the founding members of the EAS. It comprises the then member states of the ASEAN along with 8 other countries including Australia, China, Japan, India, New Zealand, the Republic of Korea, Russia and the USA. It is an ASEAN-centered forum, so it can only be chaired by an ASEAN member. ASEAN members include Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. So moving forward, let us know what was said in the joint statement. Any trade restrictive emergency measures introduced to address the impact of COVID-19 must be targeted, proportionate, transparent, temporary, consistent with the WTO rules, and do not create needless barriers to trade or disruption of global and regional supply chain. Support for the essential reforms in the WTO and pledge to keep working together to realize a free, fair, transparent, non-discriminatory, predictable and stable trade environment. Facilitating the crucial movement of people across borders without undermining each country's efforts to prevent the spread of the virus and to make stable trade and investment. Commitment to facilitate supply chain connectivity, including for crucial goods like medical supplies, medicines, including vaccines, food, commodities, and other necessary supplies and services in the region. Harness the opportunities of the digital economy to conquer the challenges caused by restricted movement. Now let us know the emphasis on strengthening the regional supply chain. The meeting emphasized on the significance of strengthening regional supply chains to build their resiliency in times of extreme challenges caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and to stimulate economic growth. Recently, in view of the COVID-19 pandemic and trade tensions between China and the US, Japan has proposed the Supply Chain Resilience Initiative, that is SCRI. It would be a trilateral approach to trade, and the other 2 partners of this initiative include India and Australia. SCR is an approach that assists a country to make sure that it has diversified its supply risk across many supplying nations rather than being dependent on just one or a few. Moving further, let us know what was the stand of India in this. India highlighted its Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. This Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is about boosting the growth of Indian industry, its skills and capabilities to make them resilient and less susceptible to shocks and integrating Indian industries with the global supply chain. What is the importance of the meeting? The meeting comes at a very crucial time when the pandemic has not just caused an unprecedented health crisis, but also caused a sharp decline in economic activities, causing stagnation in trade and investments. The IMF has forecasted a 4.9% decline for the 2020 global GDP. It also warned that the COVID-19 outbreak has pushed the global economy into its worst recession since the Great Depression in the 1930s. Couple of months back, the WTO also warned that global trade volume growth could decline by 13 to 32% in the year 2020.